from B.
Lacey from Lacey.
Jess.
Eric.
We have some millennial guests.
Yes.
It's going to be a hot episode. We have I hate to say it, but the old schools.
And the new schools over here. You already know.
Youngsters.
I'm a cool mom.
I'm a cool grandpa.
Shit. Gramps.
Gramps.
Grandpa. Granddad. You ever see that?
Papa.
Boondocks?
I'm just going to throw it out there. What's up with y'all generation, man?
I couldn't even tell you, man. Honestly, we're going downhill at this point. I think so.
Most definitely.
You need to speak up.
Your generation, or like your generation and all the generations after that?
Oh, that's what we were just talking about in the car.
Yeah, we were.
After our generation, I'll admit, we're whack. So anything after that, he was asking, what's after whack? I was like, world ending? I don't know. Armageddon?
These are supposed to be our future presidents.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
These are our future leaders.
No hopes.
Why do you feel like you guys are whack? Like, if somebody's watching and they like, what does he mean by whack? What do you say?
Cancel culture. I think it's whack. I don't think you could cancel something that was 20 years ago because it was a different time frame and everyone was different back then, you know?
Yeah.
You can't just pull that out of nowhere and be like, oh, I'm canceling that.
I just think that so many people have so many different opinions on things that it all gets put into one, and then they're all like, oh, I don't know what it is.
Well, it's not even that. Like, you just got to watch everything you say, or else, you know, you're put on blast. You know, you could lose your job, lose your housing, all that, just for one little thing that you did 20, 30 years ago. People mature, people change, you know, people learn by mistakes, you know.
Yeah.
But it looks like in this world that there's no such thing as, you know, making a mistake or getting a second chance. It's if you make a mistake,
cancel.
That's it. That's all. You canceled.
Yep.
Cancel.
You're gone.
Curse on our podcast. Cancel.
Control, Alt, delete. Y'all know what that is?
Yeah.
Y'all remember?
But yeah, that's the biggest problem.
That is crazy.
Social media's a thing too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big problem. This AI.
That's a huge
this AI that's
problem.
going around, you know.
Yeah, I just heard about.
Make or break us.
I just heard about the AI apps that people are using this AI mod to do like business plans, write essays to get into college, logos. I seen on social media they was talking about an AI version of Drake sounding better than Drake.
Yeah, literally, and like that, how to get like cease and desist and all that. I was just also reading. I don't know if this is true or not, but supposedly the FDA approved Elon Musk's Neuralink. So it's like a thing that you put in your head, like a chip and all that. And so who even knows what that's gonna do? You know, when you have that in your brain.
I mean, when I hear Neuralink, I think of fucking Iron Man.
Well, I'm just saying, like, as soon as you have a bad thought, you're in jail. Even just because it was just because of a thought. Like, that's the thing that they could do with that, you know?
There was a movie like that.
iRobot?
No, not iRobot. What's the movie? The dude, why can't I think of his name right now? I don't know why, but you having brain farts. The dude who played the Batman.
Ben Affleck's Batman?
No, hell no.
Christian Bale?
Christian Bale was in the movie, right?
Okay.
And it was like a futuristic movie where they were basically going back in time and arresting people and doing
before they did it
because of their thoughts.
I
just can't think of what. It's a hella good ass movie too.
Yeah, that does sound like a good movie plot though.
It's a good ass movie. Speaking of movies, like our generation of good movies, like we could go from comedy to superhero to like drama.
Yeah.
So we'll start with you guys. In y'all generation, like who are y'all comedians, actors, and like what would y'all say are like dope movies in all the genres for your generation?
Definitely comedy is one of them, just because it's makes you happy, makes you laugh.
But like what movie though?
No, but I'm saying like who's your comedian? Like who's the comedian that stands out in your generation?
Let's say you meet someone new, right? You know, and they're like, okay, I want to watch something funny. Who is your go-to? Like, what is your go-to recommendation for them to watch?
Mine's always been Kevin Hart, but I never really watch him that much anymore.
Yeah, I guess Kevin Hart would be y'all generation, like mega comedian.
Yeah,
I buy that. What about you,
Kevin Hart's like that. There's this new guy going around on TikTok. His name is Matt. I think it's Riff or something like that. He's blowing up really bad and all that. He's like this chill white dude and all that. He's blowing up. He's actually pretty funny though.
I mean, like somebody that's already established. Like right now, if you're looking back, I know you don't, but if you had a kid old enough to ask you that, who would you say is like someone that stands out
Oh, Kevin Hart, Adam Sandler, you know, that
Adam
that
Sandler
group
was
of
good.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's our generation too.
Yeah, Adam
Adam
Sandler.
Sandler, he's been around.
But it just,
Yeah.
okay, what movies by Adam Sandler then?
All of his movies.
My favorite one that I would
He
watch
makes his own
on
movies. It's
like
his own
repeat,
production.
like every day was Blended.
Okay, that's a newer Adam Sandler. Cause see, our Adam Sandler.
Happy Gilmore.
Oh yeah, that's
Happy
a
Gilmore's
classic.
a good one.
That's a class, but that's definitely our generation too.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, but like if you think about it, our generation, you couldn't even name any of them. There's not really any comedians coming up because they probably got canceled. They were probably trying to do it, but they got canceled because you can't make jokes anymore in this world.
Yeah.
Right.
But that also speaks to the fact that kids are closer in age to their parents now than they were 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, most
That is
definitely.
true.
So like we're sharing, like in my mom's generation was like the Richard Pryors, the Eddie Murphys, the like Tim Allen, but we shared those because, and that's why we share like Adam Sandler,
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying?
Dave Chappelle.
Oh,
Dave Chappelle. I already gave Dave Chappelle a shout out on the show. You better hit me up, boy. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just a little shout out.
I
or something.
haven't
I'm
heard
fucking
a
with
lot
you,
from
Dave.
Dave Chappelle recently and all that, but he used to be
I know, but he
funny.
was the dude in high school for sure, like, and in my like early 20s.
Yeah, because he was what was that? How High, the Half Baked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those types. That was Dave Chappelle. But really, his show just set him on another level because they let him have his own way with the show,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just whatever their little business, then whatever happened. It's sad that it happened. Cause
Yeah.
2-3 more seasons of that wouldn't have hurt nobody. Dave is funny.
Hella funny.
And we were talking last time when I brought him up about when he came back after all that happened and he did his Netflix specials and he had some muscles.
Yeah.
That shit was weird to watch, but he's still funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like Richard Pryor, even though that was probably more my mom's generation, I still like grew up watching him.
Yeah.
But
Well, technically, if your parents watch something, you grow up watching it too.
Yeah.
Especially back then when we didn't have all the technology, like phones to watch our own stuff
Yeah, 'cause
on
then-
and go be in our own room and do whatever on freaking Wi-Fi, you know? Like,
True.
channel. It was like basic. You got the cable you gotta rent the movies you gotta rent,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. That's all.
yeah, like our superhero
Streaming
movies
and-
was fucking Michael Keaton playing Batman. What was his name? Adam West playing Batman.
I remember going to Batman at the drive-in.
Which one?
The old one when I was
With
a kid.
like Arnold,
The big penguin fat.
like
Danny DeVito Penguin.
no, that's Michael. That's Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Michael Keaton. That's
Yeah.
Batman Returns with Penguin and Catwoman in it.
Yeah.
With
Stop doing that. And speaking of the drive-in, though, they opened. The drive-in is open. If you have not went, go see a movie. It is in Shelton, Washington. It is amazing. It's
Is it?
$8 a person. Kids 6 and under are free, and kids from 6 to 18 is like $6, I believe.
That's not bad.
Super cheaper, and you can be in the comfortability of your car. You can have a truck and go make a bed and lay in the back of it. You know, I mean, obviously you're not going to go if it's not nice out because otherwise your windshield wipers will be on all the time. But it's amazing, and they play 2 movies. Usually they play like a child movie first and then the adult movie later because they don't start till it gets dark out. But the drive-in is open now for the season. It's amazing.
Date
Mario
night,
Brothers
y'all.
is playing right now.
Yeah, no, I was just I've been wanting to take her to a drive-in, but like all the ones down there in Oregon are super far out and all that. So
I know,
Most
they
of
need
them
one
are closed.
here. Can you imagine how busy one will be here in Lacey?
Oh my.
because I've only been to a drive-in once, and I think
All we need is someone
my
with a
aunt and
big piece
uncle
of
took me to see
land.
Spider-Man: Homecoming, and that was a blast.
Because they don't even have a parking lot. It's just gravel, so it's not like we have to pave a parking lot. We just need someone with land. Cha-ching!
Somebody need to put up a drive-through in the 360. Love and Lacey, man. Challenge is out there.
No,
We'll
yeah,
be the
for
first
real.
to show
There is
up.
one in
Everybody will
360,
go.
for Sheldon's 360.
In Lacey?
But no, not in Lacey.
In Lacey. We need one in Lacey.
But yeah, we need a lot of things out here, I feel like, too. You know what else we need is a good club. A good nightclub for the adults.
I think clubs are overrated, but I've never been
They
to one.
did
But from what I hear, they're overrated.
Definitely now.
Yeah.
And me and my girlfriends were just talking about this the other night. We're like, we're thinking like if we want to get dressed up in like dresses and be fancy like how we used to go out, right?
Yeah.
Heels, dresses, all that.
Yeah.
We're thinking like Tacoma, Seattle, because that is where the clubs are now that are still popping off and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, she was like, what's funny though is last time I went, the girlies were like in tennis shoes and sweatpants because that's the style right now.
No, for real.
So it's like,
I was pointing that out there. I was like, you drive down the road and all the girls were in pajama pants and black crop tops.
yeah.
That's
Pajama
it.
pants again?
the plaid ones.
Yeah, the plaid red, that's red. Yep,
Oh my
yep.
God.
That's all they wear.
Checker.
You go to a school. That's all the girls are wearing. Is just pajama pants.
I see them too every
crop
day
tops. You're
because
like,
the little middle schoolers walk to school, and then my nephews, who one's in middle school, one's in
And
high
they're all
school,
in
but that's
red.
what them and all their little friends be wearing. Yep,
red pajama pants. With the freaking
little
squares.
bummy bums.
That's another
With black
generational
Air
gap, though.
Forces.
The clubs when I was coming up and we were sneaking in at like
Cracking.
17, 18, they was dangerous.
And cracking.
They was cracking, but niggas was getting shot. You know what I mean? Like, it
Yeah.
was always something.
You don't have to go to
At the
clubs
clubs.
to get shot. There's always something now.
No, there is now, but I'm just saying you don't hear as much about, at least in this area, because in y'all's generation, there's no gangbanging really going on.
No.
In
Not,
Lacey.
not any.
No,
real
and if
gangbanging.
someone
Yeah, I
thinks
know.
they are, they're really not.
They're not.
Nah, they
Yeah.
more like social media thugs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
If
100%.
anything, like
100%.
when we was growing up, it was real, and even in my generation when we was gangbanging out here in Lacey, it was really like 2 or 3 cliques, and then we all got locked up together and became cool. Because when you're doing time, you throw out all the flags and basically you click up by your city or your area, especially if you get sent hella far out.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
get sent
get
to
that.
I got 17 years old, turned 18. I went to Walla Walla. So I'm in Eastern Washington, and there's all kinds of there's dudes from Cali, dudes from Seattle, from Tacoma. So you hear like, oh, I'm from Lacey. It don't matter what gang he from. It don't matter what color he is. Like, what's good? You know what I'm saying? Me too. And then next thing you know,
that
there's like
home, that piece of
Yeah.
home that they look for.
exactly. So then all the
Familiarity.
dudes my age and older that were gangbanging and shooting at each other and getting into it in the streets and at clubs we all went to prison in the same time frame and got cool there. So then we got out, and the so-called like little homies and shit, we're like, man, we ain't even on that no more. Like, nobody's even beefing. Flags aren't hanging out of people's pockets no more. Like, not out here. Like, you can go up north a little bit if you want that, if you want that smoke.
Yeah, and whenever
they
I
got
do
it for
see-
you up there, especially
whenever I
in
do
Seattle.
see a flag hanging out of pocket, it's usually some old dude. Like, it's not, it's no one young. It's usually someone older who's still holding on to that life, because that's all they've ever known.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what are fun things that you guys like to do in your age group, I guess I should say?
See, that's the thing, too, with our generation. I feel like just like with the phones and all that, it just sucked all that away from us, Like,
it's not even that. It's honestly where the place we're at. There's nothing really to go out and do, and then when you do go out, you just see a bunch of kids just doing drugs and drinking, and then
that's why I think our generation is whack, because they just been exposed to too much, at such a young age,
Yeah, not only that, it's taking a lot of the kids' lives too. Like, it's
Like, did you guys have a lot of school shootings when you guys were growing up?
Yeah, they were gangbanging.
I didn't.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's like for a particular reason. But now
the
when
first
you like, see
and
the
the biggest
school
one
shootings,
that I remember growing up
it's
was
just
Colorado.
random ones.
Yeah, Colorado was a big deal.
But now there's a
Yeah.
school
The first
shooting
one
or
I
a mall
remember.
shooting every other week, and it's
Yeah.
for no reason. It's not like, oh, because this dude did this or because this gang did this. It's just because someone
like
made
fun
is
of
mad for
someone,
no reason.
like a few years ago, or like.
But it's not
something-
even just the person that made fun of us. Whoever want to get it can get it.
Yeah, it's just because they're
crazy.
They're so just.
The sad,
They
the
just
sad
keep
ones
it
are the
in
low.
there and they're thinking about it constantly.
Yeah,
until they're
the
old
sad
enough to get
ones
a gun,
are
and
the
then they go and
random. There
take
was
it
a
out on
random
people who
elementary
didn't even
school
do
one. I
anything
think
to
it
them.
was in Texas.
Yeah.
Was that last year or something? Oh man, that was so freaking.
I think I know
terrible
which one
and
you're talking
sad.
about. It was.
Yeah, wasn't that the one?
Columbine?
No.
The one
It
in
was just
Texas
like
was the
last year
one
was
like
a-
Biden went out there or something and talked to them.
Who?
Biden, the president.
I don't know, but there was this little elementary school kids, like K to 5th grade,
Oh, I
and
know what
this
you're talking
random
about
kid
now.
just walked in off the street. He was like arguing with his grandma, and I think he
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was
No,
like that.
it
It was
was
that
at
Mexican.
It was at his
No,
house.
he was like, no, I think, wasn't he like transgender or something? They, whatever it was.
I don't know, but he walked into the little elementary school shot with a bunch of kids for no reason.
For no reason, just because you got in an argument with your grandma.
He actually planned it, though. He had went to the store and got rifles, and he had already had those all the way before. He was planning it for a long time, and everybody was pointing out that he had these behavioral issues, and they were saying that it could lead to something like that, but did nothing about it.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I think the gun access is crazy. I'm not saying that people shouldn't be able to own guns, but I think that the access is extremely too easy, and that like it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
For the weapons that people are.
Just how easy it is to get one. I just feel like you should go through a mental evaluation. Like if you got to do that to be a police officer, and hold a gun, why can't you do that to just be a regular civilian holding a gun?
I mean, but you make a point. However, we're talking about people that are not doing this the legal route. Even when I was 14, 15,
but
if I was mad, I could go get a gun.
But they came from somewhere.
But no, a lot of these. But that's the thing. When you look at these school shootings, these are all legally owned guns by them. It's in their name.
Yeah.
They own the gun. It's not like they just found a
but
random
also,
gun
what
off
are we
some
doing
random
to
buyer.
protect
No,
our
they
schools?
own the gun.
What are we doing to protect our
Legally.
kids? How come every school doesn't have metal detectors and security guards?
Not only that,
mandatory.
My middle school,
It's children.
Growing up,
kids.
There was literally always an officer there. At my high school, never an officer. Never know people who would do anything. And the other few months ago, I
don't know
stopped,
a single school around here that has a metal detector.
I stopped going to school, and then I seen something on one of my friend's stories where somebody had brought a gun to school, and literally there was 4 cops, and they went in there and arrested him. But he still got that in there.
When I was growing up, when we were growing up, there was a cop stationed at every school.
Mm-hmm.
Every high school had its own cop that his car would be right there in the front, and he would be there all day long.
Still not going to do anything if they.
Well, it's about show of force. There's not enough cops.
I'm talking about metal detectors.
No, but I'm just saying the point of putting a security or a cop in front of a building is a deterrent.
Yes.
It's not that if 7 or 8 people decide to do something, he's enough. It's deterrence. It's a show of force.
Yeah,
it's just like our military. Yeah. We build up our military so that the world looks at us and is like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it's for. That's why having those cops there, it's cool because them kids that are likely to get engaged and get in trouble might look and think twice because there's a cop right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
regardless
that.
if it's 10 of them or if there's metal detectors, there's a real life cop right there.
Yeah.
At the school. That's a deterrent.
Like,
that means, all right, homie, after school or whatever. Like, you're not going to, you're going to think about it. And that's really what it's for.
You knew better, you do better.
Mm-hmm.
But, some background that you guys might not know is you grew up in Lacey.
Yeah.
And then
went to
Oregon. Jess is from Oregon.
Yes. So
you having experienced both and you visiting, what you guys talk about that?
Okay, so my experience with Lacey is really nice. Honestly, it's one of the biggest reasons on why I want to move here is because you walk outside and everything is just 100 times more saturated than it is at Oregon, and it's always sunny here. From the times that I have been here, it's always sunny and bright, and even when the sun isn't out, it's still bright. Like, and when you step outside in Oregon, you just immediately get this feeling of like, I don't want to be here. Everything sucks. It's like all gloomy.
You just get consumed by this dark energy. Like where you don't know what it is.
And that's a real thing.
Like, and like my biggest thing, like
and you guys being young and saying that, like that just resonates with me because I hear comedians talk about that when I used to listen to comedy all the time, and they talk about Oregon. They always talk about, you know what I'm saying, how it's just gray.
Yeah, like I just feel like it's it feels like a place that has been given up on. They don't care about. Like literally, like when we're driving everywhere, there's big potholes, not like your regular run-of-the-mill pothole, like big, like your whole car will sink underground potholes. Like they do not care. Like we ran into one this morning. I was so mad. I was like, we were boom,
dude. Better be careful
in the ground. That's what I was saying. I was like, we cannot be doing that in the price. So I was like, But like no, it's just crazy, and not even that. It's just like you can't even throw a can away without at least like 3
people
jumping in that trash can, throwing it in their bag, And like I get it, that's how they make their money. But like
So,
Oh, yeah.
The
so
homelessness
the
is
house,
out of control.
yeah, the
Out
houseless,
of control.
yeah,
Yeah.
houselessness.
Yeah, so
Way
it would be
too
like
many.
how we would feel if we went on Wheeler Street.
Like every corner you
That
turn, there's
feeling is just
someone,
like
you know, like doing some kind of drug.
Overdosing,
You know, all
dying, or-
literally, there's no like public bathrooms in any store down
Ever.
there. You cannot use any public bathrooms. The Ross, you have to like
Well,
get
you
the
gotta-
wait
you
in a
gotta
line to
think
get in the store
they're
because
probably
people
doing
overdose
that-
so bad.
Yeah, they're probably doing that for safety reasons.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying
got
though.
so
It's
bad to
so
the
bad
point where
because
they
they've
have to
given
do
up
that.
on that state. It just feels like a
Yeah.
state that's been given up on that they don't care about anymore. That keep
Because
Portland weird, keep Portland bad. They just are like, okay,
They
if you're
have-
gonna keep it like
you know,
this,
like recently
we'll
they
stop
did,
putting
like,
our
the
money
new drug
into
laws
it.
and stuff,
And I don't
where
blame
if
them.
they get caught with drugs, they just give them a ticket and tell them to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, our laws just so Blakely passed for us, and then the law wasn't on the books for a while for like minor possessions. But last week, or recently, in the last 21 days, that's been signed. So now in our state, it's like a misdemeanor with like a
Yeah.
drug court option or something.
like-
But it's back to being a crime.
Mhm.
You know, like it wasn't for a while, like a couple years.
Yeah, and like it's like the way it is crazy. Like the fentanyl going crazy. You know,
Way
like
too
literally,
bad.
we found some on our porch. Her nephew got a hold of some.
Mhm.
At least like. Thank God it was fake. It was counterfeit fentanyl. But if it was real, because he picked it up, you know, and brought it to us, he was like, "I found this," you know.
Yeah.
And we like freaked out, lost our minds. Luckily, we found out it was fake. But if it was real, that one little touch, he's gone.
That's the scary thing too. Is like something happened at a park down here last year with the kid walking around barefoot at the park
Yeah.
and got drugs in its system. I believe it was meth specifically, and it was one of the parks downtown. But that alone is really scary, and like the access that high schoolers. My friend's daughter goes to
Yeah.
Oli, and she said there's kids in the bathroom smoking fentanyl
Yeah.
and getting high in the bathroom, kids overdosing in the bathroom
Mhm.
at high school. I could never imagine that. Like for most high schools, it's weed and
So
alcohol,
bad.
and then like the
Yeah.
occasional like Adderall pill or something,
Right?
And
Maybe
maybe
some
for some
acid
coke
or
or
something
something.
like
But
that.
That's
yeah,
what it was a
shrooms,
couple years
coke.
ago
Yeah.
too. Like my brother
Old
had
school
got
stuff.
addicted to Adderalls too, but I
Yeah.
mean, like luckily we were there to help him get off of them. But if he would have kept doing it, it would have got just way worse.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I
then now
think it's
to
terrible
the
that
fentanyl
the kids
instead of Adderall, and now it's just
addiction's at the highest rate ever. But the worst thing about it, I think, is the young generation that is
Yeah, it's just
so easily
consuming
exposed.
all of them.
And they make it almost like it's a what's it called?
A candy, like the way they.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
different
I've
colors.
seen it like look like
Too.
Like a trend.
saltwater taffy. Like I've seen it like
Yeah.
like
Almost
all
like a
colorful, looking like
So
chalk. All
you know
that.
what? Speaking of this, there's a song, okay, real catchy song. You know what I'm talking about? You can't think of it. Are you? Do you know?
I might know, but I don't.
Don't want to be wrong
10,
for
I
the
just popped
podcast.
the 13.
Yeah, oh yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay,
super
okay.
catchy song. TikTok was freaking on fire with this and their little videos, and then I believe, I don't know because I didn't check, but I feel like it might have got banned
Yeah.
or something.
That would
happened.
be the responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're making it seem like, but it is
fun.
super catchy. It was
Yeah,
really
they're making it
catchy
seem like
little
it's a good
jig. It
theme.
was like everyone was getting stuck in their head, but then you're thinking about what you're really saying, and it's like, damn, that's not even funny
Yeah.
because I literally know so and so and so and so and so and so that their whole life is downhill right now because of that, or
Yeah.
they OD'd.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Like if you don't know about any of that, and like, oh yeah, you know that one song that everyone loves? Yeah, I
Yeah.
have one of those things that he's talking about. Take one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
no,
they're like,
literally,
okay,
one of my
cool,
friends
it's cool.
at school, it was a few years ago, but she like took this pill that kind of looked like an ibuprofen. And I told her not to. She's like, oh, it's a perk, and I was like, okay.
Xanax.
I don't know. It was probably something. It was skinny. It was white and skinny. but
Xanax.
It was probably something like that. But they just don't listen. They just want to not feel anything.
It's not even just not feeling anything. It's to be cool. It's to be cool for social
Or like
media.
you
It's to fit in.
think sometimes at school, I mean, there was a few times I got
and
drunk
is
at
to not
school.
feeling it. I've talked to a lot of kids, and they said that is one of the reasons on why that they do drugs. But it
But why would you
shouldn't-
not want to feel anything? Why would you want
That's
to
what
be
I'm
numb
saying,
out
it
of your
shouldn't
mind?
Well,
be
because
like
they
that.
have obviously mental
Trauma.
health,
Yeah.
trauma, or, yeah.
Trauma. A
Yeah.
lot of it comes from, and me being in the field especially, and we've talked about this before, is I come across it all the time, and it gets younger and younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids are dealing with trauma, and social media is actually now recognized as a foundation and a source of a lot of kids' trauma. They're being
yes.
attacked. They're looking at all these
Yes.
beautiful pages, and it's
Yes.
depressing them.
With all these girls getting BBLs
Yes.
and shit like that. And
Well, it's not it. Like
Unreal.
ruins
Yeah,
relationships and like that. Because you'll go on TikTok and you'll be like, oh,
I'm not as pretty
that
as
dude just
her.
bought his girl flowers.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he buy me flowers?
Yeah.
You know, I need to leave him now. You know, just because that one little thing and stuff
Yeah, or
like
the
that.
stigmas
It's
of what
crazy.
a woman should do and provide and be, and
What a man should do.
be. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just no. You
And it's
live
a-
your life what's comfortable and works for you and your relationship.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
live by no stigmas, and we're not in the 1940s, so this is not.
Yeah, if I could take anything back,
woman
it'd be
does
social
all
media.
the housing and all this stuff, and the man
Yeah,
works.
you're
No,
two
y'all are
separate
equally
people.
working, and
Yes.
y'all equally contributing. Y'all equally that. Period,
Mhm.
all the way across the board. One might favor, I like to clean. I like my house tidy,
Yeah.
so that's fine.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that it's solely on me.
Mhm.
No, that's
You
one
know?
thing that I like about you a lot, because
Yeah.
I remember like last time that I went home, I was like, I want my house to look like that. I want it to be clean.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not even just,
everything at my
it's
house
just
is
like,
just so unorganized, and it's just
it's
everything
just
is out.
overcluttered. It's bad.
Way too much.
Clutter is definitely a stressful thing, and you would be surprised. That's why, moving in, I was thinking I wanted all this and all that, but then I sat down and I was like, I like the simplicity and I like the clean.
Yeah, you don't want to be. You don't want to be. You don't want it to be
Needs
too
sense,
overwhelming.
everything.
You know,
Yeah.
because it can get
That's what
way
I
too
have.
And I hope to
overwhelming.
instill it in my kids. Like, obviously, they're so young right now that they don't think about that. But I
Yeah.
hope. Well, I do know Aries went to her friend's house, right, and said something about my mom keeps our house really clean. So I'm like, okay, so she does notice it,
Of course,
Yeah.
kids always do things,
yeah.
and
And she'll
Yeah,
notice it when she's more older.
and our kids, you being my son, I know this. They show you what they learn from you when they're not around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they go to their friend's house, or when they
Yeah.
grow up to be a man, and damn near your conversations are like, I wonder where you got that from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's like, you raise your kids and you hope that the things you're instilling in them are taking, but it's like a long-term investment because you don't know until they grow up.
Yeah.
Raising kids today is extremely scary. I'm gonna say that because there's just so much
Yeah. How's it
and
been?
so much going on, and it's just a scary world. And I was just
Yeah.
telling my mom last night. I picked her up from the airport. And we're driving back. I'm like, I really hate driving distances, and I especially up here because I always be seeing these freak accidents with semis or
Oh, yeah,
And I'm like, and I'm
yeah.
just really paranoid because I was in 2 accidents in high school. I could have died in, and so ever since then I'm really I don't know. I just
Super
don't like.
cautious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it made me more conscious and aware of what other people are doing around me. It's not me. It's
Yeah.
the person that might be swerving towards me, or the
Yeah.
person that might be speeding up and cut me off and hit me if I did one wrong little move
Yeah.
at that. So
Yeah.
I be
Fucking-
on the lookout.
Yeah.
And
People
I
that
don't care if I
drive.
drive
Yeah.
a little slower. Especially with my kids, I'm protecting them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, before I got my license and all that, I honestly didn't want to drive. I was just too scared of the road and all that.
Do you know how
But then,
scary it is?
Yeah, but then
For
I was
your
like,
kids
as I
to
was
get
walking
their-
more and more to work and getting there and just not bus was late, this that, I would just look around me and I'm like, okay, if they could do it, I could do it. And then I realized I'm like, it's not me that's the problem, it's the people around
Other
me.
people, yeah.
And so I tell everyone, I'm like, I get being scared of driving, but as long as you trust yourself, you'll be okay. Like if you're driving and you see the dude behind you acting a little crazy, pull over, park your car.
Let them get ahead
Yeah,
of you.
wait till you're comfortable again, get back on the road. It's not you, it's just people being crazy, not paying attention, and it's kind of not their fault. I get it, sometimes people are tired and all that,
Drunk drivers too. I've never realized
That is
until now.
really
it's
scary. When
how
I was in
many
high school-
people drink
And
while
everyone,
they're-
and that's the
When
thing,
I was in
no
high
one
school,
thinks it's bad. They
so
try to
many
justify
kids
it. Oh, it's
from-
cool. I could handle
My
it.
freshman
Right?
class,
No.
senior class died. A lot of people in my high school during my high school years that were in big groups of popular kids or whatnot
Yeah.
died from drinking and driving, being passengers and or drivers.
Yeah.
A lot, a big. It
Yeah.
felt like our school was the biggest school for that.
Mhm.
Couple years, for sure. It happened
Yeah.
so often, and
And
because
they're
of where we
posting
live
it
too.
and stuff,
So
and it's like, why would first
Like,
of
you
all,
see someone
why
else
would you
die
do
from that,
Second of all,
yet
why
you
would
still
you
go and do
post
it.
and put it out there that you're drinking and driving?
Like people be like, yeah, I lost 5 friends to drinking and driving, but I
But
still
then you
do
still
it.
do it.
Yeah, like, what?
yeah, I already know.
You know
I already
what?
know.
That brings me to another point. I forgot all about this. At one point, I had thought, because I had a blower one time, and in my head, I'm like, you know what? Why don't they have blowers? Not the blowers the way that they're wired for people with DUIs now, where they have all this extra steps and extra stuff and violations,
Yeah.
but a simple blower where it does not start any car in America. unless you can pass the blower. That's it. Simple little start test. Boom. Doesn't matter. You don't need to take one after you're driving.
Cars can have 6 freaking sunroofs and sensors that tell you what lane you're getting in and backup cameras and all that.
Like,
then
what?
you can implement a
and
little
if
thing
DUIs are
that you
such
blow
a
into
big
it.
thing, why is there not a little technology that all you have to do is give a breathalyzer to start your car? I'm not saying I'm not saying the whole spiel of the DUI breathalyzer where it tests you while you're driving 20 times and I'm just saying a simple to start your car.
But I get that idea, but part of it is like, let's say you two, you're here, you guys are all having fun, you're drinking, and then something happens to the kids, you have to go to the hospital. But your car won't start because you're not blowing right.
But the thing is that
911 or Uber.
Yeah, now they have
because now you're justifying putting your kids in more harm.
Yeah,
because
I
you were
get that.
drinking.
But like with Uber and all that, you're relying on
just
someone
about
else
to
to
say
get you. Like I've called Ubers, like literally, like that's what I'm saying. Like this is what made me
And
want to
they
get a
take
car.
forever, yeah.
And it's not even just that. I called it Uber. Bro was a minute away from my house and then canceled the ride, so I had to order a new one, and a whole another 10 minutes I had to wait, and then it got canceled again.
Tell them about the phone thing with Lyft.
With what do you mean?
When you left your phone in
Oh
Lyft?
yeah. One time
Oh my god.
it was one of the times I got back from coming down here when I didn't have a car, and I had lifted to get picked up from them, and I accidentally left my phone in the car, and the dude wouldn't give me back my phone unless I paid him extra money.
What?
Yeah,
He
it was
like
No,
blackmail?
he made us sit
Yeah.
there for like almost an hour because we were literally
Well, I would have sucked him in the face.
because I kept calling his phone. I was like, because at first I didn't know where he was because we were parked on the other side and he was like way down there. And then we were sitting there for a while and my mom's like, where is he? He should be here by now. And I'm like, he's not answering his phone. And so I keep calling, it's not answering. And we're freaking out. We're like, where the fuck is he at?
Yeah, because Lyfts
then-
and Ubers can be scary.
Yeah, and then so I'm like, Mom, stop freaking me out. I'm gonna get out of the car. I'm gonna go and look. I'll keep my phone on me. I'll call you if I need you. And I went out and I looked. I seen him, and then we figure out. And as I'm walking to him, I keep calling his phone, and this guy picks up. I'm like, who is this? And he's like, who is this? And I'm like, what do you mean, who is this? This is my boyfriend's phone. And he's like, this is the Uber driver, and he said something about me being rude. I was like, this is my boyfriend's phone. I'm going to be rude. I don't know where he is. Like.
Yeah, like you're in
And then
an
he
emotional
made us
state.
sit there for an hour because he said, "Oh, I'm doing the Uber.
Yeah, I'm
I
doing
can't
more
stop
lifts.
yet."
I'm not
Like,
stopping my job right now for
And then
you.
he made us drive all the way to some random ass bar that was on like a corner of a weird ass dark ass street. And
Super shady.
Hella shady.
we only had $12, but he asked for 20. We were like, we're just gonna roll it up and give it to him and hope he gives us the phone back.
Well, it's not even that. It's not hope he gives me the phone back. It's my property.
No,
he
yeah,
has
but
no say
I would
over
have
it.
fucking ooh.
And I mean, obviously, I reported him to Lyft and all that,
Yes.
and he got fired and all that. But I'm just like, it's just crazy. You try to hold my
crazy.
phone for ransom. Like what?
Like what?
Well, he's drinking at a bar and then gonna probably lift after that.
Probably, more than likely.
That's crazy.
I see videos all the time where like Lyft drivers
Dude, it
are
was
just
so ridiculous. My
smoking
mom
joints
was
and all that, passing them
pissed.
around.
She literally got out of the car and tried to yell at him, and he was like, "Mom, I got my phone. Let's go."
Let's just go. Because there's no point in causing. You
Yeah,
don't know what he has or whatever.
exactly.
I got
Yeah.
my phone. Let's just get out of here.
Exactly. That's where things could escalate, and then you're over a $12, extra
Yeah,
fee
egos.
for
Yeah,
a phone.
people's egos are a problem. That's a big thing.
People die over their egos.
Mhm.
People go to jail for a long time.
People
over
notice like
egos.
just let it sit. Like it's not a big deal. It really isn't.
People die over $10 too.
That's what I'm saying.
I have a question. How was work for you guys our age?
Like what do you mean?
My
Specify a little bit
how
more.
was the work experience? Like, were your managers good? Was the job easy? Like, how much? Did
Well,
you
I feel like
make?
that's not really gonna change, just because it just depends on who the person is really themselves. But like you could say like work experience though. I would say that.
Well, I mean, you could.
That's what I'm
It's a valid question because in our generation there wasn't an Amazon for us to go to. You guys
Yeah.
turned 17,
Yeah.
18. Amazon's giving you scholarships,
Oh yeah.
babysitters.
Dude,
like
there's kids my age making like fucking $60K a year because they resell on Amazon.
yeah, you see what I'm saying? We didn't have
Yeah.
that.
stuff too.
All of us came through.
stocks, crypto, all that. They just
Yeah.
they didn't have to like
What's that
actually.
one?
If you
work.
weren't graduating high school, you were
For
at
you-
one of the
what's
fast
that
food
thing?
spots.
What's the For You?
The For You page?
Where you freaking sell your pictures and stuff and your feet and all that.
Oh, OnlyFans.
yeah, that.
OnlyFans
And they
Feet
be
Finder.
making super hella money on
Bro.
Bro, that shit, and that's the thing. It's the easiest thing in the world.
that. And selling their
Easiest.
farts.
And
Bro,
their pee
yeah.
and bathwater.
No, she's not even. She's not even
bathwater
lying.
juice.
Like they'll call it a fart in a
Bathwater.
jar. Like someone will fart in a
Literally.
jar, and
There
the
was
clothes.
this lady who got
$500.
who got super sick because she was like taking things to make her fart, and then she got like super sick and had to go to the hospital for like, something.
But yeah, no, like I just feel like that is crazy. It's easy. It's a lot easier to make money now.
Yeah, because my first job, like when we were like,
minimum wage was like $6.
Yeah, I couldn't even.
It wasn't that low.
It was
Not
7
now.
something.
Yeah, it was low. But
I started
it
working
wasn't
when I
that
was
low.
15, so that's how much it was for me.
Yeah, my first
That's
job at
crazy.
14, like I remember I did a I did a paper route. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, actually.
Oh yeah, like biking and throwing the paper
yeah,
on
my
the
siblings always used to
doorsteps.
do
Yeah.
that.
Did the paper route, and then like my next couple things was like we used to hit the neighborhoods and do the little horticulture, mow the lawns,
Yeah.
weed whack the lawns. We'd get a little business doing that,
Yeah.
and then after that it was like the Wendy's, McDonald's, or the Dairy Queen in the area. Like all the homies had.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what
My
I
first
You know,
did.
Taco
job was
Bell.
Journeys in the mall, and then my second job was Rave, and then I worked at American Eagle in the mall, and then I worked at Starbucks and Safeway.
Bougie.
And then I never ever worked at fast food. And then I started working at some baristas, and then I got my first professional job, which was at Remax, the real estate company, as the front office. And then just professional, and after professional, I worked my way up to.
Yeah, I worked at Wendy's. Then after that, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm
I
saying.
sold stuff. And then I worked at the kitchen in prison. No, I'm just kidding.
And a janitor. I got my janitor's license.
I got janitorial
I got
training.
horticulture.
You need a license to be a janitor?
Well, I mean,
No.
they give you
Okay.
training though. They like,
But like if you
because you
were
gotta
to
understand the
apply somewhere,
chemicals.
you could use that experience.
Experience, yeah, I get that.
But like with OSHA, you gotta understand chemicals. Like there
oh
is-
yeah, 100%.
There is a training course like for janitorial work for dealing with all those
And, like,
chemicals.
asbestos.
Yeah, that's what I'm learning
Asbestos
about
is
with
something
my
different.
like with my management training and all that. Is learning all like the different food viruses, that could happen, all the different chemicals, what's good, what's bad, all that stuff. I'm
Yeah,
learning
because
about that right
they cover the majority of it on like a food handlers, but then
Yeah.
there's always extra training in any field
Oh, yeah.
so that you continuously grow
Because it's
in your
different
field.
at every single place.
Would you guys like go to Skateland and have fun and enjoy yourselves?
now. When I was younger, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Skateland,
Yeah.
Skateland was
Yeah, not
multi-generational.
even that,
Yeah.
it's
I
just
took him to
the
Skateland.
closest place that's around us that's even somewhat like that is Wonderland.
You talking about in Oregon?
Yeah.
This is loving Lacey. Your time to talk about Oregon it already passed. No, I'm just kidding. And she was hella serious, like.
If you couldn't tell, we don't like Oregon.
Oregon.
We don't like Oregon.
No, we don't.
No for the O.
Nah, we was talking about Skateland.
So remember
He
how
went
you-
to
remember how you
Skateland.
were explaining to me like Oaks Park, like the skating
Yeah.
rink. Yeah, that's Skateland for us. That's why
I
it's
know,
called
that's what I'm saying.
Skateland.
It's just where we're at right now. Like, we can't
But
even go and
you
do any of
said
that
Wonderland. Wonderland is an
stuff.
arcade.
Because I was explaining to her that the only place that's even somewhat, like,
You don't have
similar
no
to it,
skating rinks in Oregon?
No.
Not a single. So
the
Oaks
closest
Park.
one is Oaks Park.
So why didn't you say Oaks Park? Why'd you say Wonderland?
Do we have an arcade here?
The Oaks Park is
At
far
the
from us.
movie
Dave and
theater,
Buster's?
maybe.
No.
Dave and Buster's counts
not
as an
that.
arcade.
Yeah, that's up north.
Like
Around
an
town.
Oh, you guys don't have one
arcade?
Does
nearby?
around town have anybody? Is there an arcade near Lacey Olympia Tumwater? And I'm not talking about at the movie theater, and I'm not talking about
What
Chuck
had
E.
the
Cheese.
laser tag and stuff?
That
I mean
was just
that's
a laser
that's
tag.
just laser
Yeah.
tag.
Oh, that
They might have a
No,
couple.
remember it had an
No, you
arcade
remember-
outside of it. Remember?
remember,
Had the
uh,
arcade to play the
Game
game to
Work
wait for
or-
the
What
laser
was that
tag
thing in the
game.
mall? Remember we used to have the
Oh,
thing in the
yeah.
mall where you could get the little membership.
Oh,
We used to
yeah.
go there. It had all the Xbox
They
games.
did have that,
and
yeah.
Oh,
everything like that.
the Play Live.
Was
But
it
I
Play
don't think
Live?
it was-
That had, like, all the
wasn't
consoles in
arcade,
there?
No, it wasn't
though.
an arcade, it was
just
an Xbox game.
Yeah.
Xbox, PlayStation,
PlayStation.
Yeah.
That sounds
Nintendo.
fun, though.
It was because it was like
And they had the
Yeah,
little
it had the
mini
gamer
you could,
chairs.
like, you could
Yeah,
buy
golf.
and it was games that weren't out yet. So like
Yeah.
you can spend like an
Oh.
hour and you could play like any game. Like he took
Yeah,
me one
that
time I got to
sounds
play the new
fun as hell.
Spider-Man game. before
Yeah,
it
yeah.
came
Remember,
out
you had,
and all
I
that.
got you a membership.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't even think they have it no more because it wasn't it like right by Best
Things
Buy in the
that are
mall?
fun to do, I would say, are the drive-in movies. Skateland for whoever feels like they would have fun doing that, whatever generation you're in. Bowling, which I think has like kind of
I think there's still a
people
couple
don't
games in
really
bowling.
think about that. Bowling. What
Yeah,
do you mean?
Aztec Lane's like arcade games off to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also that at
Mostly.
Yeah,
Skateland
that's
too.
not
There's
what I'm
like
talking
3,
about. I'm talking
4
about arcade
games.
place.
We don't have like a
game,
Just
a
a general
legitimate
set,
arcade.
yeah.
No.
or something.
which is kind of unfortunate.
I think the biggest one is in the movie theater.
Bowling, laser tag. Do we still have the go-kart place?
I was just thinking about that in my
That's
house.
in
Like,
Tacoma.
go-karting is fun, yeah.
There
We used
used
to do
to-
that
there
all the
used to
time.
be
Just to,
one
like,
by,
go race weekly.
They used to come seasonal because remember they used to put them in the parking lots on the west side sometimes.
Yeah, and there
And
was
then
always
the
one by
next-
Kmart. Behind Kmart. What's
Yeah,
it called?
yeah.
The Hobby Lobby?
Yeah, Hobby Lobby.
There was a steady...
There was one for
Yeah.
a while.
Oh, okay.
It was an outside one.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was
That would
dope.
be fun,
It was
yeah.
behind Big Kmart before it became Hobby Lobby.
Because, yeah, we always went out of our way to go to those places, right? Like that, what was that
Yeah,
one
Tacoma
place that we
Discount,
went
right
to?
by
What
Tacoma
was that one
Discount.
place that we went to? Like with like the moose or whatever it was, you know, for like the logo. It was like family, like fun something, fun zone. You know what
You're
I'm
talking about the
about?
Family Fun Zone? Like,
Yeah.
what is
I'm
that,
saying.
Burien or Auburn or something?
That's what I'm saying. We always have to go out of our way to go to those things, you know, which
Yeah.
is... That place was fun, though, from what I remember. Because it had
Yeah, it had
go-kart
arcade.
racing,
That's what
it
I'm
had
saying, like, back
arcade,
where,
it
like,
had, like,
Cabela's
the
got
jungle
built and
gym
stuff,
thing.
and all that industrial area, I feel like they could be doing so much more for our town.
Yeah, because actually Cabela's is like, kids be going up in there and doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many kids here.
They
You do not
need-
see
there
this
needs
many
to
kids
be.
in Oregon, though.
Well, why would you
Because
want
they're
your kids to
crowded,
be
yeah.
outside?
Yeah.
You don't want them to be outside.
I
Because like I
wouldn't
was telling
want
you, every
Aries
time
and
you
Achilles.
go around
Yeah.
the corner, like we were just telling
Yeah.
them, in our neighborhood, you go around the corner, needles, bottles, all of
Yeah.
that stuff, just all over the floor. You know, freaking... Oh, it's just bad.
I'm just saying it's a lot different experience to just see a bunch of kids outside playing. Like, you
By
never see that
themselves,
there.
you know, and all
You
that
never
stuff.
see
Yeah.
that there.
To see people genuinely, you know, just
Yeah.
happy.
That's how we grew up. We grew up outside.
Yeah.
That's
You guys-
Riding
you guys
bikes
grew up-
and-
No one nowadays.
Yeah.
I can't like, yo, let's go play tag. Let's go
Yeah,
climb
me
some
growing
trees.
up,
Let's go
we
do
would
this.
be playing outside.
Nah, let's go smoke a
You're
blunt.
weird.
Let's go
Yeah.
smoke.
Right
Let's go
over
smoke a
our
blunt, dude. I'm like, yo, we're in 6th grade. What are you talking about? Go smoke a blunt. What even is that? You know, I want to go play tag. I want to go play with my Blades, my Legos. You know, my action figures. That's not a thing
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. They're
Let's
growing
go
up
play
too
dice,
fast.
bro. Let's go gamble. Like what?
Yeah, kids are growing up too fast. Too much is being
Yeah.
put on them, and too much.
Yeah,
A lot of that
Older
is
people are
Still
taking
still
advantage of
a
how
lot of that
impressionable
is
kids are.
them
You know.
learning from their parents, though. Like,
No,
No, it's not the.
no,
it's social media.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
social
that
media.
is-
Kids are being
Part of it is
babysat
their
from a
parents.
Kids
young
are
age
fighting their parents.
with YouTube.
Kids are fighting.
Tablets,
Like, did you guys? I don't know if you guys seen this
social
video,
media,
but
cell
this little, this mom. No, there's,
Oh,
actually, there's
yeah.
a few videos. This kid's mom took away his Switch. The whole house was destroyed.
Whole-
the
Yeah, I've
toilets,
seen
the
that.
toilets were
I've seen
broken.
that. I've seen that.
The
The
TVs
freaking
were
counter
smashed
was
in.
smashed
The
in.
refrigerator was thrown on the ground. Like the
That's
entire house. The sinks were
Yeah,
busted.
they
Water
have-
was
it's
everywhere
like a withdrawal.
because of his phone.
It's
There was
like
this
a
one
real
kid.
addiction.
His Nintendo Switch got taken away. He beat his teacher. He beat his teacher
Yeah.
up. It was like this like kid in
and
like, was it like
everybody
6th
was,
grade?
yeah, or no, I think it was in middle school or something. But everybody
Yeah.
was around him and could see him doing that. Nobody did nothing.
Because the kids are probably like, "Pfft, you took my shit, I'll do the same
Yeah,
thing.
hell no.
They
I
probably
don't
all
know who
fit.
it is, I don't even
But what
care
I'm saying
if,
is,
like, she makes me mad or anything.
so
I'm gonna
many
go help her.
kids are so attached to that from 2 years old. Rather than put eyes on your baby or where are the playpens with the fucking nets
But
and
then
the
again, at
fences.
the end of the
Yeah.
day,
The
who's
babies
giving-
aren't
Yeah,
going in
because
there.
it's
Let's
in
give them a
your phone.
tablet.
Yeah.
Even now,
Who's
it's
getting
like,
into it though? Who's
look
buying
how
them that
smart
stuff?
my baby is. Look at all the
Who's
stuff
letting
they
them
have
have it?
on
That's
my
what I'm
phone.
saying.
Yeah.
A lot
You're
of the
so
phones.
smart.
A lot of the
Someone
phones
just actually
have
just figured out you
restrictions on
can
them.
give
You
your
can
like kids
download
their
apps
phone.
that-
Like there's this thing, it's and you can lock your phone, like the whole
Yeah.
screen and all that. You know, when
and you can
give
turn
your
it
kid their
off at a
phone,
certain time too.
they can't
Oh, we had
go
that
on your
for
phone.
No, we had
Yeah.
that, but the point is, we didn't grow up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
You guys hit a certain age before you really had dope electronics.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
even
like
then,
13 at that point.
Yeah, like we grew up
Yeah.
0 to 13, I was
with
always
landlines
outside.
and
Yeah.
then pagers and
My
then the
first
big old
cell
cell
phone-
phones and then the flip phones.
my first cell phone was a Nokia, and it had like the little earpiece you plug in. But I was like 18,
Yeah. And like
and then
nowadays,
it just came out. And the only reason I even got that is because my mom. I remember she ordered she ordered a cell phone, and the wrong one came. And so she ordered another one, and then when it showed up, I talked her into it because I had my own money. I was like, man, just let me get the other one. Don't send it back. And that's how I got a phone at 18 years old, a cell phone.
At 18?
Nowadays, Achilles is 6. He has a phone.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's addicted to YouTube.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's normal. This is
Yeah, my
how,
sister's-
like, when you guys say if you're calling your own generation whack, and what comes after whack? Psycho. Like The
I guess
kids
we
are
have to
basically
wait and
about to
see.
be.
Yeah,
The
because
kids are
it's
like
always
AI
been-
now.
It's always been a thing for like a little girl to like to do her makeup and to
Yeah.
like to get pretty and like put on dresses, but now it's a whole different level.
Now
No, they
go
just get on the phone and do
Omegle,
filters.
different.
No, Omega,
Yeah.
no, Omegle and shit like that, and Instagram, and they'll be texting a bunch of different guys, and then sending pictures and stuff. My niece is doing that shit, and I literally.
How old is she?
14.
Yeah.
But and it's not even that. Like, I remember being a kid. When I get grounded, my ground and my punishment was to come inside. Now your punishment is to go outside. They're like, nope, go outside.
Yeah,
Get
get
off
away
your
from your
phone.
game
Yeah.
system. Putting this in the drawer.
Give me your TV,
No, see,
your
my
phone,
parents-
your this,
my
this,
parents
that.
would literally take my controller and take my phone and take a bunch of all my other stuff. Even when I did not do nothing, like I seriously did not do anything. Like they would just take it when they felt like it.
I'm guilty of being on my phone too. Sometimes when like my kids are wanting the attention from me, or like, Mom, look at me, watch me, look at me, or they're doing it more because they see me on the phone and they want me to not be on the phone. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to be more conscious of the signs because I read stuff about that, you know,
Yeah.
about like signs your kids
Because they're going to
may
think it's
give you
okay
that
because you're
means-
doing it.
but they
Yeah.
don't know how to communicate it because they're only 6 and 8, you know. So
and they don't
Yeah.
understand that you're on your phone for
yeah, and
like
so
real reasons.
For scrolling.
I've been trying to be more conscious of, you know, my phone time, especially when they're not hooked on the TV or their phone, and try to have more face-to-face time with them.
I mean, one thing we've been doing a lot is going places. Like,
Yeah.
you got them the Defy membership. So after school, especially as it gets close to the summer, they're going to actually jump. And that's why I say, like, the generations are so different. Even my son's generation, you were outside a lot. We got
Yeah.
on the BMXs and would
just
ride so
ride.
far, we'd have to have you come get us in the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
we
had
didn't- we were too
trampolines
tired
in
to
our
ride.
backyard.
Like, it's nice
we didn't
getting
have
to
a
that
jumping
station, but-
place. We had a trampoline in our backyard.
Yeah, we had trampolines and we
Trampoline,
broke our
pool.
legs, busted our heads open, bounced each other over fences.
Yeah, I remember I
like-
used to get freaking dog powered by the little puppies, freaking
No, literally.
Diamond and oh, was it Prism?
Yep, Prism.
Yeah, Prism and Diamond. Yeah, I remember remember the trampoline and all that
Yeah.
when we had first got them. We had the trampoline, we had the pool, we had all that stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
You wanted to
Even
be outside.
it was your generation is like, I feel like right on the precipice where it went from outside. Sometimes like you played football, like you got highly athletic, talented kids not even wanting to play football because they rather
Yeah.
sit at home and game and smoke.
Yeah,
But it
no,
also
literally,
made
and I've
parents-
seen that
It's,
like with my cousins stuff like that. Like my cousin Caden, he could have.
That boy could have been in the NFL. He could have been in the major MLB,
Yeah.
Major League Baseball. He was all-star. I used to call him an autistic athlete, joking around. No offense, don't cancel me for saying that. But that was, pre-informed me. But I did that not as to make fun of him, but because he was that good at every single sport. Not just one. Every single sport, he made the all-star team a grade or two ahead of him.
Yeah.
He was like, you go watch him. I coached these guys in middle school, and watching him at 7th and 8th grade was like watching a grown Barry Sanders.
Yeah, you'll see these like videos of like these like 7-foot 6th graders just dominating the playfield.
No,
That
like,
was him.
what the heck?
He was
Yeah.
just dominant. No one could tackle him. No one could catch him. He was
And
just.
it wasn't even that he
big
was just bigger and stronger. He actually had jukes and like literally it was like taking a football player, putting him in a little kid's body, and then like, watch this. You know what I'm saying? And he just
Yeah,
get around,
put Tyreek
spin
Hill on the
moves.
freaking Black Hills field. He's just gonna.
Yeah,
think it
yeah. And
also-
now,
I think it also
Look at
Jesse
him now.
Mikes.
parenting. I think it also made parenting lazier too, though. I mean, yes, the generation for y'all and whatever, but the parents too, though. We do not give kids the face-to-face time that we used to get with our parents.
But
Because-
you can't blame the parents too because you can try to be face to face, but what are they gonna do? No, I don't want to be with you. I
Because
want to be on my
I
phone.
think, like,
just
all
a
the
second
time,
ago,
I'm
the kids didn't
always-
even want to go to the rack.
Yeah, I'm always in my
They
head
didn't want to
about
go to the
what
rack
can
and hang
I
out
do
with other
for
kids
fun
and play basketball,
today,
swing,
or
all that. They
what,
wanted to
you know?
stay up and they wanted
And it
they wanted to
doesn't
stay
pay
up and be
for
on the
before.
phone.
Someone is done with the
No,
project
kids
or
wanna be
doesn't
on
really
podcast.
want to do it or isn't into it as much.
Well, yeah, but even if as parents we said, you know what, I'm gonna put my foot down. Okay, good luck, because even if you tried it in your household, what's going to end up happening is they're still going to go to school. All their friends are going to have them. Then you're going to risk alienating
They're gonna
your
resent
kids.
you. They're gonna resent you.
They're going to feel alienated because all their friends have their phones and tablets, and they're allowed to have video games. So then you're going to have kids that just As soon as the weekend comes, I want to go to my friends.
That's exactly
They're
Or
gonna
get
do it.
bullied because they don't have something.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Or,
how,
like we were
how I
talking about
felt growing
earlier,
up, too,
you're going to
because
get in
I
an
didn't
argument
have
with your
nothing.
mom because she took away your phone. You're going to go grab her gun and go to this school down the street and shoot up all the kids because
I
they get to have that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that reminds me. There was a kid. His mom took his game and he killed her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just seen that. I just seen
He was-
another post the other
wasn't
day
he
about this
12
kid.
too?
He
No, he was 9 or he was
this
like
kid,
9,
he was mad at his mom or
12.
whatever. He hired some random dude and they freaking killed his mom and he freaking took a picture with holding her head and shit. And posted it all over social media just because he was
Teenage
mad at his
girls,
mom, and
too.
so he
Teenage
hired
girls
some
are
random
way
dude
too
to help him kill his mom and all that.
Unsure
Weird
looking
shit.
and like.
And then they,
Like, it's just
they
crazy.
say shit that I know for a fact that they don't mean. Like, there's so much shit on the internet of, like, girls just saying some whack-ass shit. Like, you would not ever hear that come out of their mouth, but you can, like, they would say it in a text. They would never say
these,
that in
it's
real
these
life.
internet
though.
gangbangers. They're so tough behind the screen, but then you go to their house and they're just covered in bags of chips.
I'm not even talking about
600
that.
pounds.
I'm talking about teenage girls and how their mindset works with like guys and all that shit because they'll like say stuff on text messages that I know for a fact they would never say in real life. They're
That's
just
what I'm
talking
saying,
out their ass.
because you
Anybody.
can.
Like, I
That's
think that's
anyone. You
always
can be whoever,
anybody.
because you can
But
be
it's
whoever
like,
you
it's
want.
really weird shit now.
I
I'll
can
show
go
it
on.
to
You
later,
can go.
but-
I can go hop on a video game right now and gaslight everybody at
It's
me
like,
and
I
be like,
want
"Yeah,
you
I'm
to
some
cut
rich
me
dude. Da
and
da da. I'm this,
rub
that."
the
But that's
blood
not
on
who I
you,
really am.
shit
That's
like
what I
that.
mean by internet gangbangers and all that, because they'll talk all this
And
shit on the
it's coming from, like,
internet,
16,
but you'll meet them in
17-year-olds.
real life and they're
Like,
not
what the fuck
at
are
all
you
who they say they are. You know what I'm saying?
I remember when we used to have the two Xboxes and we would play live games together,
Mm-hmm.
and then all them kids would come in, they just be talking big old man.
The biggest
Hey,
shit.
you fucker! Da, da, da.
Yeah, I beat you up in
real.
real.
Like-
What is with that?
Kid, I'm like 34 years old. Like, knock it off. Like, nobody's even tripping like
Yeah,
that.
like I just got
Playing a video game with my son.
I just got this
I
12-hour
literally-
shift. I don't care. Leave me alone.
I got on the game one day and I had my mic muted, but I still had it in, and I could hear this guy. He just had his mic open, like open, so you could hear everything. And his kids were in the background making noise. This one guy unmutes his mic and he's like, "Hey, just mute your mic and shut the fuck up," or like, "Shut your kids up." And I'm like, "Bro," I literally unmute my mic. I'm like, "Bro, he has kids. Give him a fucking break." And then he's like, "See, the little kid understands." And I'm like, "I'm not a little kid, but it's okay." Because that's what I sound like on the game.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. So stupid.
Just so y'all know, these two lovebirds met gaming.
Yeah,
we
did.
met in the game.
Hey.
That's funny.
So
Our
it's-
generation, their generation.
It's not.
In the
It's not all
game.
bad.
On the game.
It's not all bad. It's not all bad. I would say there's a few of us.
There's a few people that
Well,
are
before
still
we
here.
sign out, man, let's end on a positive note.
Yeah.
What's positive about y'all generation?
Can
I'm
you?
gonna have to put.
I was gonna say, can you edit crickets into that? I was like, I just feel like.
That's messed up,
Because
man.
it's really nothing. It's just at this moment in time right now, everybody's talking shit about each other. They don't care about nobody.
Selfish.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah.
even have trolls in our generation. Like, you guys have real life,
bullies.
like
Yeah.
Like
it's just
trolls,
being
just-
rude.
yeah, like that cyberbullying
And
is
then
a
there's
real
people
thing.
who go
And I
on
don't-
who
and I
literally
honestly
don't
don't
Wait,
get
hold
it.
on. We're supposed to be on positive so we can get.
Well, you see what happened? They
Yeah, there's
couldn't
not.
even-
I was like,
There's no
my brain
positive.
just started malfunctioning. I was like, oh, working too hard.
And
trying to
I would
think of
say
something.
positive for our generation is the
Me.
drive. The drive and the ability to come back from nothing, because there are a lot
Yes.
of people that I personally know that are striving and doing great things right now that at one point you thought they weren't even going to live to see the next day, or you
Yeah.
thought they were just literally going to be an eternal bum. Like,
Yeah.
No,
and
yeah.
they're like owning their own businesses and they're thriving and they're just
Yeah.
doing so good. And it's like, so I think is it resiliency? Is that
I
the
was
word?
just gonna say I'm gonna give testament to our generation
Yeah.
for developing within us the resiliency that we have, because we were outside.
We're
Some of
warriors
us-
or soldiers.
Some of us got whooped by our parents, and just
Yeah, they
we had a lot more independence, because
Struggles.
I remember we were just talking about with my son, when I ran away at 14, I ran away. Like, I lived with someone else. I was selling drugs. I was gone. Like, my mom didn't know where I was. And as I got older and had parents, Like when my son's like, I'm running away. Or matter of fact, you remember when Olivia?
Backpack walk to the park.
Yeah. He went down like to the stop sign
In
that
our
I
neighborhood.
could see in our
From our
neighborhood.
backyard.
But remember
Like,
when
what you doing out there?
Olivia,
Get your ass home, boy.
his sister, got permission from his mom, and I wasn't hip because she lived with me at the time. I didn't know where she was. Man, I turned that city upside down and found her. Like, and I couldn't, and it made me think, like, damn, I just felt hella bad for my mom right then because I was like, she went months and months and months without knowing where I was sometimes.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like, I grew up from like 13 until I went to prison at 16, got out, then went back at 18 with runaway warrants and just her stressing out, not knowing where I was. And I remember there's a time where she came in to visit me with my daughter, and I literally had to tell her, like my bad.
I never ran away. I just stayed away, or my parents ran away.
Like 6 different times.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the difference is like we were able to have a really, really good amount of self-sufficiency instilled in us in our generation.
Yeah.
Now, like, these kids are spoiled and entitled, codependent
on everything, not just people.
Codependent on the house. It's like, go
and
outside and
then
play.
When I was 16, I was
the
ready.
ones that aren't spoiled and don't have everything handed to them, they're struggling, and then they're doing drugs, and then all that, and it's like, where's the in-between?
I don't know. When I was 15 and I was able to get my driver's permit, I was on that, and I had that. And when I was able to work, I got the first job coming. Like, I was not waiting until I was 18. I wanted to be in my own house and apartment by the time I was 18, renting my own stuff. And I didn't even wait till I was 18.
But our parents encouraged that. And that's what I'm saying. The society we grew up in encouraged 16-year-olds to be working at the fast foods or in the mall. Like, it was all like 16, 17, 8-year-olds working in those malls, like Journeys, Foot Locker. All the mall was young kids. Yeah. You know, when we were growing up. Now it's like, some young kids, but mostly adults.
It is now young kids. Most, like, where I'm at, it is now mostly kids like my age. Like, a lot of them I see are like kids that I knew in middle school and stuff, but it's like none of them are actually doing a good job at their job.
Yeah, because they're at the job on the phone.
Not only that, they're just like, oh, I don't really care. I don't really want to be here.
Yeah, that's what he's saying, because they're at the job on their phone. They don't care.
Yeah, they're entitled. That's
they're
where
not actually trying to do something with their life.
That's where entitlement comes in, because
they're just doing it to get the parent off their back or whoever's on their back about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when we had a job, like, there was pride in our work. Like, our customer service was on point. You know what I'm saying? I don't never really remember, even when I knew the kids that I was going into the mall with, like, I don't remember having bad experiences. Like, if I knew them from a different school,
when I was
it's all
in high
like,
school,
what's
it was
up, man?
cool
Like,
to work. Everyone was like,
that's what I'm
where
saying.
Can I work? What job can I get? Like,
no, nowadays kids are cursing their moms out. They're entitled. They're using their mom and dad's
if you're not drop shipping on Amazon, you're a bum, I guess.
Yeah.
If you're not making $5,000 a day in this day and age, you're a bum, because kids are like, yeah, man, I just pick up my phone, press one little button, money into my account. It's crazy.
Like, okay, cool. You're not doing nothing.
That's
I've been seeing that for
kind of like one thing, you know, I could say that's nice about our generation, you know, is that it's, you know, easier.
There's so many opportunities, and yet they're not even being taken.
Yeah.
Right, because you question, is this really legit? And then that scary, feeling or whatever setback you have makes it impossible. Sometimes you take the chance, but then it's like, it's always that fine line. Like, are you gonna take a loss, or are you gonna become? Yeah.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
That part.
And we're out.
Hey, another episode. 2 generations. Love and Lacey, the podcast show for 360.